Welcome, traveler, to the Lorekeeper's Codex. You've wandered far to reach this place tonight. Sit, rest your feet, warm your hands by the fire, because what I'm about to share with you is not a tale told lightly. It is not a legend softened by time, nor a superstition whispered by frightened villagers. No, tonight's story comes from the oldest corners of the world, from mountains where monks walk in silence, from salt-scarred sailors staring into black waves, from desert caravans whose footsteps never made it home. They all spoke of the same object, a relic that appears when death itself starts listening. A lantern not built to guide your path, but to show you how it ends. So lean in, traveler. Do not break the circle of firelight. Listen closely. For this tale, like the lantern itself, does not wait for permission to be told. This is the story of Dral-Sho Lakar, the lantern that remembers your death. The lantern never arrives with footsteps or sound. It slips into the world like a shadow choosing a new place to rest. One heartbeat, the darkness is empty. The next, it hangs there, an iron frame, 3 glass panels, a pale mist swirling inside like something exhaling in a slow, deliberate rhythm. Witnesses describe the same chilling precursor. The air goes still, not cold, just expectant, as if time itself is holding its breath. The lantern always appears in places where help won't reach you, a lonely mountain path, an abandoned hospital corridor, a collapsed mine, a forest trail where the birds have gone silent. And it does not warn you, it shows you, not the moment you were born, the moment you will die. The lantern remembers your death even if you haven't lived it yet. Centuries ago, a cadre of mystics arrived at a Himalayan monastery carved into the bones of a mountain. They carried the lantern wrapped in coarse cloth and refused to touch it with bare hands. Most monks recoiled from it, but one stepped forward, Dral, the chronicler. He believed knowledge, even terrible knowledge, was a sacred duty. For 7 nights he knelt before the lantern, studying it, listening to the faint hum within. On the 7th night he whispered, "Lan nozi nga drupdo." Show me what must come. The lantern answered. The mist inside erupted into a storm of visions, flames, a collapsing ceiling, a room he did not recognize, and Tsering himself, older, crawling through choking smoke, a hand reaching through the fire, not to save him, to finish what the flames began. When the visions faded, he staggered back and named the artifact Dral-Sho Lakar, the seer of the final light. But he told no one what he had seen. He feared speaking his fate aloud would make it come faster. He was right. The morning after Tsering's vision, the lantern was gone. Not stolen, not moved, just absent. The iron chains it once hung from were still, the dust beneath undisturbed. The monks whispered that the lantern had not been taken. It had been called. Tsering knew why. The room in his vision had not been the monastery. The beams collapsing over him belonged to another place entirely. His death had already chosen its ground. The lantern had left to meet him there. In the years that followed, its movements revealed something important. The lantern did not chase disaster. It did not circle calamity. It attended personal endings, quiet, private moments where one life dimmed. Travelers spoke of it in hushed tones. A dying woman who saw it at the foot of her bed, still as waiting snow. A shepherd who found it drifting near his father's chair the night the old man slipped peacefully away. A wanderer in winter who spotted it floating above a single footprint in the snow, his own, moments before his heart quietly failed. No mass warnings, no omens, just presence, witnessing, remembrance. and every sighting felt to Tsering like a footstep bringing his own moment closer. Years passed. Tsering Dol became a wandering scribe, carrying doubt and fear like a second robe. Then, one night in a small border village, he heard the words that froze his blood. A strange lantern floating by the old storehouse. He knew. His moment had arrived. He approached the storehouse and found the lantern waiting, silent, dark, as if it had remembered him this entire time. He stepped closer. Then he smelled smoke, not from the lantern, from the storehouse behind him. The fire he had seen decades earlier had found him at last, far from the monastery, exactly where fate intended. Flames devoured the wooden beams. Tsering crawled through the smoke as he had seen himself do. A villager burst through the fire, reaching for him. But fate does not alter for mercy. The ceiling collapsed before either escaped. Tsering died knowing the truth. The lantern does not change destiny. It only remembers the moment destiny chooses. In 1892, a British archaeologist named Henley Rourke uncovered the lantern in a ruined temple near Bhutan. He wrote, "It recognized me before I dared approach." Rourke, dismissive of superstition, attempted to destroy the lantern. Hammers, fire, acid, gunpowder, nothing scarred it. On the third day, while crossing a river, his horse slipped. Rourke struck the current head first and vanished beneath the foaming water. When his body washed ashore, 3 small indentations sat in the mud beside him, as if something had stood vigil. Decades later, forbidden manuscripts revealed the lantern's true origin. It was not made by monks or mystics. It was born of grief. A healer named Yeshi Lin performed a forbidden ritual to glimpse her daughter's spirit after death. But something twisted. The ritual did not show her the afterlife. It showed her daughter's final breath, looping endlessly, refusing to fade. Yeshi's grief, desperation, and refusal to let that moment fall into memory bound the vision into the nearest object at hand, an iron lantern. 3 glass panels, a swirling memory that never stilled. When Yeshe Lin died holding it, the lantern slipped from her fingers and began its lonely pilgrimage through human endings. Today, sightings continue. Fog-wrapped forests, hospital basements, quiet nursing homes, forgotten stretches of highway, unmarked trails beneath winter stars, always the same stillness, always the same pale mist, and always the same truth. When the lantern appears, it is not there for everyone. It's there for someone. So if you ever find yourself alone at night, and the air suddenly stills, and the shadows seem to lean a little closer, look carefully, traveler, because the lantern does not glow. It waits. And if your reflection appears in its glass, know this. The lantern remembers every soul it has ever witnessed, but whether those souls find peace or simply fade into whatever waits beyond, no one knows. The lantern has never told us. It only watches and remembers. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy my short stories, consider subscribing, sharing, and liking the video. It all helps the channel grow and lets my stories reach more people. Sleep tight, and don't let the bed bugs bite.